Hello, and welcome to another episode of Can the Gym Leaders Become the Champions, and Can the Elite 4 members become the champions? This time around, it's still the SoulSilver series, so Johto, and in this episode I'm playing as Morty. I have to say, while ghost types are pretty cool, and it's always nice to have a ghost type in your party, a full team of ghost types, well, okay, not in later generations, because later on you know, TMs and stuff like that get way easier to, like, the access to the TMs becomes way easier, and remembering moves becomes way easier, stuff like that. So it's always nice to have a ghost type, but honestly, a full party of ghost types, it's rough. It's a lot of RNG. Basically, you will see in the video a lot of strategies. It's if you don't get your confusion off, or your hypnosis off, or your, you know, stuff like that, it becomes very rough to win. Like, the strategy stays the same, but if RNG doesn't go in your favor, you just lose. If it goes in your favor, you just win. It's kind of like that. It's not all in. It's more like all or nothing, right? Either you win, no discussion, or you lose, no discussion. It's very hard for this team to have like a comeback, I guess. Either like it works or it doesn't. It's a bit funky. But yeah, so Falkner first up. I put him to sleep, I set up a curse, I swap out, because there's not much I can do. I even, my plan here was actually to use struggle, but I forgot that by leveling up I learned two new moves. So I wanted to put him to sleep, set up curse, and then struggle with dawn. But I messed up, but hopefully it should still work. I'm at 4 HP, I'm faster, I can set up the curse, and now it's just, he can only hit me with gust, so I need to be able to tank 4 hits, I think. I think it's 4 hits. But yeah, it should work. It should work. Yep, that's the first batch. Bugsy is up next. So Bugsy, I can actually hit his team, so this fight should be smoother. So I try to put him to sleep, he sets up Leer, I miss again. I miss again. Finally he goes to sleep, but I have like 4 Leers on me. That's very bad. I set up a curse, but his main move is U-turn, so it wasn't actually that smart. But I'm trying to get like chip off while he's asleep. The berry pops. I also confuse him. And then I go for Nightshade, but he's faster, so unfortunately he's able to swap out. I'm at half HP. Nightshade connects on Kakuna though. Kakuna hits me with a Poison Sting. Fortunately no poison, he heals up to full with a Super Potion. And still no poison, very nice. Cypher comes back out. Focus Energy, that's good for me. Nightshade, he U-turns. He does kill me. What do I do now? Gandora comes out. Nightshade, boom. Nightshade, boom. Nightshade. There you go. Only Cypher is left. Who's faster? He goes for Focus Energy. He's faster, but he went for Focus Energy. Therefore, I win. Okay, rival fight. I'll just let this play out, so I can, like, smoke in peace. But yeah, this run. I also decided not to show Lugia and the Kimono Girls, because it took too much time. Like, this run, it was weird. It took way longer than expected. Like, I don't know. I think it's because my team, like Dawn, doesn't evolve until level 37. And if you look at the level caps on screen, so I have the first evolution. For the first gym, that's fine. For the second gym, that's fine. For the third gym, that's fine. For the fourth gym, that sucks a bit. For the fifth gym, that sucks. For the sixth gym, that really sucks. For the seventh gym, like that, what's his name? Dusclops, like Dusclops, but the first evolution, right? He evolves at level 37. So with Johto's level caps, Like, oh my days, man. This was rough. But it's fine, though. It's fine. Okay, Whitney, as you saw, it took me 4 tries. Why? It's RNG. If Confusion doesn't pop, or if I don't get the sleep, Rollout just... Yeah, I only have 2 mons, right? So Rollout just kills me. And sometimes even Clefairy, she... I think once she hit me with... not Draco Meteor, but that... The 40 HP move, Dragon Rage. Yeah, why did I think of Dragon Meteor? She hit me with Dragon Rage, so I immediately died, right? And then another time she hit me with like a really strong grass move. I forgot what it's called. It's like... Was it Vine Trap? No. But it's like a insanely high base power grass move that she popped with Metronome. But yeah, so it's just RNG. It is what it is. Yeah, also Ghost team, you don't have a lot. Like, Gengar is from Kanto, but you could say Kanto and Johto are connected, right? So let's just say Gengar counts, like native, right? Then Miss Drevis is native, but you get her in the Safari Zone mountain range. So you have to defeat the 4th gym, and I think that's... And then you go back to Jasmine, but before you fight Jasmine or Price, you get the call that the Safari Zone is open. So you get it after the 4th gym, right? And she's native. But then all the other members, they are from Generation 3. And because I play with duplicate claws, I didn't want to use 4 Gengars, right? That would have been a way better team, honestly. But yeah. Morty took me 6 tries. And it's... do I show it off? Okay, Shadow Punch. Now his Gengar comes out. So the issue is his Gengar outspeeds. He 1-taps Gandora always. Then I can go for a Shadow Sneak and he 1-taps Dawn. Okay, you see the Sableye? I had to cheat in a Höhen Pokemon. So Sableye is someone Morty uses. Like, it's a legit Pokemon for this run, right? I don't use non-legit Pokemon. But basically, you have to trade it over from Höhen, right? And the other thing I could have done is bring in another Haunter, right? But again, I don't want to play with duplicates. So you could replace, like if you're someone that only wants to play with Johto and Kanto Pokemon basically, you could, or you would have to use another Haunter, or even 3 or 4. Otherwise you can't win, because his Gengar always outspeeds, so you have to hit him with priority moves, with Shadow Sneak. That way you can take him out, but if you play with duplicate claws, it's impossible to win. Because Gengar will always outspeed and he will always 1-tap since he has access to Shadow Ball, and it's just too strong of a move at this point in the game. It's just too strong for this specific run. Okay, so yeah. That was Chuck, took me a couple of tries. Price also took me 5 tries. Again, RNG fight. If, what's it called? I think it's not the Piloswine, the Dugong. Yeah, the Dugong is the issue actually. Because of, he's fast and he has priority Ice Shard. But yeah, I got the crit. If I don't get the crit, he always rests up, and then with Snore he just takes you out. So yeah, this is just RNG. It took 5 tries. You might be able to do it first try. You might need even more tries. It's straight up just RNG. The Piloswine, funnily enough, usually the Piloswine is the issue, but it's the Dugong for this team. That's the issue. Either you need a crit, or your Shadow Ball needs to get the speed drop. Sorry, not the speed drop, the special defense drop, right? Something like that. Finally, I got the call after Prize, so I can pick up a Misdreavus. Ability-wise, I don't have Prankster. Again, I mentioned this in the other videos. I don't... While sometimes I have to cheat in Pokemon or trade them over, right? I don't decide the IVs I play with 0 XP cheats, so I don't even get EVs because it's tied to experience gain, right? So if the bar basically doesn't move, you don't get the EVs. So these runs are also always with 0 EVs. And I don't decide the IVs, I don't decide the ability. Prankster would have been great, but I don't have it. I think Sableye Quartz has, what's it called, Keen Eye, and everyone else has Levitate. But yeah, Jasmine, another RNG fight, but a bit different of an RNG fight. You do have multiple strategies that you can use, but it's still RNG. Either you can put them to sleep. If you get the sleep, great. If you don't, confusion could work, but if they don't hit themselves, they don't hit themselves. Shadow Ball special defense drop can work, right? So you do have options, but it's still RNG. Basically, if you get paralyzed, but they are neither confused nor put to sleep, Thunderbolt will take out this whole team. Like 2 hits of Thunderbolt, I think it was 2 hits. 2 hits kill everyone on this team. So yeah, took me a couple of tries, but it wasn't that rough. So Gandora comes out, he hits himself, Shadow Ball, boom, nice. And that's Jasmine. Next up, rival fight in the basement. Let's see how this goes. Shadow Ball doesn't take out Golbat. The second one does though. Even with this much of a level difference, it didn't take him out. See, I don't know. So in this fight, you can probably, based on the damage, right, you can probably tell that I don't have EVs and I don't mess with IVs. Because any normal playthrough, if you are like almost 10 levels higher, right, and you have a Gengar, even if you only have a couple of special attack EVs, that should one-tap, right? It didn't. So, yeah. It's fine though, it's fine. Everyone plays with their own rules, right? Everyone has their own preferences. I like to have, like... I like to play like this, basically. Yeah. Stone Trade Evolutions after Gym 6. I actually messed that up, I always forget. The way... Yeah, I pick up a Drifblim ZOMG. If you get that reference. It's a really good game. Yeah. What's it called? What was I talking about? Trade evolutions. Okay, yeah. If you use the randomizer to make trade evolutions possible, the way it works is you give the Pokemon the item they need to hold, and then they need to level up once. Since I already leveled him to level cap, I still don't have his evolution in this fight, even though by my own rule set I would have been allowed to have his evolution. So I messed that up, but it's okay. Also, you see I always have the Gyarados in the team. It's for all of the HMs. I don't use them. If everyone is fainted except for Gyarados, I lost the fight, right? So you can just ignore that 6 slot. I set up Parry Song. Interesting strategy. Since it's her last mon, I do the Confuse Ray. I do some damage. I get a crit. Nice. And then I just swap out. I could have stayed in, because this is not the hardcore, like the insane rule set that I use for the other runs, right? I can feint. It's okay. But I still decide to, like, save my Mischievous. Okay. I annoy my mom, because I think it's funny. And then I skipped the Kimino fight this time around. Yeah, rival fight I actually lost once. I don't remember why. Either my PP, like I didn't have any good moves left, or something else. Can't remember. But yeah, I did lose once. Yeah, also, funny thing, you'll see it in a bit. For Karen, I had to use... man, desperate times call for desperate measures. I actually... You'll see it, you'll see it. Let me not spoil this one. Well, yeah. I came up with like a little... I put the twang on it, if you will. I came up with a little something special. to deal with her Umbreon. The Houndoom, it was like, you could say it's a normal strategy, right? But for the Umbreon, I had to come up with something special, because this team cannot deal with Umbreon. Like, okay, you can, but it takes so long. Like, this team gets walled by it so hard. Which was funny. Like, stat-wise, Dusclops or Dusknoir would have been able to deal with it, but he doesn't, or I specifically didn't have access to a fighting move, right? That he could learn, so that was the issue. Okay, anyways, because he is a physical attacker, Will. Elite 4 time. Xatu comes out, I start with Endymion, Shadow Ball. Bam! Right on the schnoz, he goes down. Second one comes out, boom! Right on the beaks. He survives it on one. It is what it is, I'm confused. It doesn't pop, beautiful, clean up. Jinx comes out, Shadow Ball, I hurt myself, that sucks. I get put to sleep, I decide to swap out. Quartz comes out, doesn't affect me. Fakey outie. Ice Punch, does nothing. Shadow Claw. Next caller, Slowbro, a bit annoying. I go for the knockoff. He sets up Amnesias. I go for Shadow Claw. Crit, beautiful, but he's probably gonna... Yup, he heals up to full. Now his defense is kinda high, but should be able to kill him still. Yeah, I go down. Water Pulse takes me out. I swap to Gandora the Gengar. Shadow Ball. Boom. Nice. Executor. Yeah, just go for Shadow Ball, right? Yeah, Shadow Ball. Takes him out. Okay, next up. Koga. This annoying brat. Oh my god, I hate him in this game. The reason why I hate playing SoulSilver is because of this. This specifically. If you do challenge runs, like if you don't have access to proper team building, like if you're limited by certain rule sets, right? Oh, this can be such a mess. Like, yeah, Muck is annoying. It takes a while. Like, look at how often I miss, right? But, what's it called? Like, the moves that always guarantee hit, they deal, like, nothing to Muck, right? And, for example, his Fortress, if fire just straight up destroys him, but what do you do if you don't have access to a fire move? Like, this team, none of them can learn Flamethrower. Maybe I should have... Can Bennett learn Flamethrower? Maybe Bennett can learn Flamethrower. Maybe I should have used Bennett instead of Driftblim. I also have one slot free. Why didn't I put in Bennett? I could have had a 6-mon. I honestly just realized I didn't pay attention. I've played with 5 mons. Huh, interesting. Why didn't I use Bennett? I don't know. Maybe I didn't want to have 2 Pokemon from Höhen, but I have 2 from Sinnoh. Like, Dusclops is from Höhen, but the last evolution is from Sinnoh. Driftblim is also from Sinnoh. I don't know, man. Yeah, it is what it is. The rest of his team I can deal with. Yeah, they're strong, but I have answers. Like, for example, here, Dawn comes out. I have Ice Punch, I have Will-O-Wisp, I have Thunder Punch. So it just takes me maybe a couple of hits. Yeah, double team is annoying, but it just takes me, like, what, 3 hits? And then he goes down? Oh, 2. Yeah, just 2 hits. 2 need to connect. I connect, boom. Yeah. Fortress. Now this is a problem because I didn't replace Shadow Punch for Fire Punch for some reason. Like, I kept Shadow Punch, but it's fine. I'm pretty sure I teach him a TM in a little bit. Specifically for Karen. Because I realized, whoops, I need an answer. And I actually my team needed to work together to beat Karen. That's what I thought was very interesting. It's not that, you know how oftentimes when you play normally, you do how much you can, and then if you go down, then you just revenge kill and keep going, and then if you go down, you just clean up the rest, right? I actually had to set up certain things for Karen specifically. It's only, well, funnily enough, it's her Umbreon and Houndoom. If you can't get rid of those 2, you'll just lose. If you can get rid of those 2, the rest of the team isn't that strong. But those 2 are a menace. Okay, Bruno, Psybeams. When he goes for digs, it doesn't really matter what I do because I have Levitate, like he can't hit me. Here, Hitmonlee comes out, Psybeam. Less than half. Another Psybeam. That's a high roll though, that takes it out. Hitmonchan, Psybeam does more than half. I get paralyzed, that sucks. Yeah, I go down. It happens. Okay, Gandora comes out. Shadow Ball. Bam. Hitmonchan goes down. Onyx. What do I do? Dark Pulse. Yeah, his special defense isn't that good, so... yeah, 2 of those take him out. Sometimes you can even get the flinch. Machamp. Not a big problem, but kind of annoying. So what do? I go put him to sleep. I go for Dream Eater. Beautiful damage. I heal up to full. He wakes up though. Rock Slide. I'm faster, so he can't flinch me, but I missed the second Hypnosis. I miss again, so Gandora goes down. That sucks. ZOMG comes out. Honestly, I didn't use him. Like, I think this is the only time I used him. And I didn't even need to use him. So you can actually ignore him. But yeah, anyways, he did what he could, and that's more than enough. Quartz, what can you do? Shadow Claw, no flinch, nice. Still no flinch, okay, nice, yeah. Okay, try number 11. Okay, this was my strategy. I need to hit 2 focus punches. I'm not joking. I need to connect with 2 focus punches, otherwise I can't deal with Umbreon. That's the only way I found to destroy, to get rid of the Umbreon. And then, that's not over though. Okay, it connects. I still need to deal with Houndoom. So, I set up a Rock Tomb. He goes for Nasty Plot. Beautiful, because he doesn't see the kill yet. I drop his speed. Now he sees the kill, so Quartz goes down. I thought I would be faster. I'm not faster, but luckily Dawn tanks it on 11 HP, so Earthquake takes out Houndoom. And from here on out, it's fine. It's fine. I go down, it's okay. I bring out Endymion. Thunderbolt should kill Murkrow. It does. Next up, Gengar. I think I'm faster. Yeah, I'm faster. Shadow Ball takes it out. Vileplume comes out. This is just... what, it takes me 2 hits, 3 hits, maybe. But she doesn't have an answer against me. So now I win. But that was the issue. Focus Punch needs to connect. Okay, it lands. The last fight. Champion fight. Gyarados comes out. I start with Endymion. Intimidate doesn't matter. I'm a special attacker. Thunderbolt. Boom. Off my screen. Next up, Aerodactyl. Kinda scary. What do I do? I swap to Dawn. Okay, let's see what happens. Crunch. Ooh, more than half. I survive on 6. Ice Punch takes it out. Ooh, that was... Charizard? Nah, I can't stay in. I swap to Quartz, Shadow Claw, tanks it, Rock Tomb, Air Slash, barely tanks it. Get the speed drop, I'm still not faster, but the second Shadow Claw brings me only to 3. I survive. If he went for Air Slash, I would have lost. I would have lost. Honestly, I would have lost. Anyways, Quartz did an amazing job, so he can rest now. Gandora comes out. I put Dragonite to sleep. I need him to stay asleep. I go to Dawn. He's still asleep. Ice Punch, he's still asleep. 1 HP. He hits up with the berry. He's still asleep. Ice Punch takes him out. Okay. Next Dragonite. I can't... He's probably faster. I don't know, but I think he's faster. I swap to ZOMG. I tank the hit. That's all I wanted. He goes down. Gandora comes out. Puts him to sleep. I swap to Dawn. Please stay asleep. I go for Ice Punch. He's asleep. Nice. 5%. He full restores. That sucks ass. Ice Punch puts him at 1. I get the freeze. He uses another full restore. Ice Punch again. No freeze. Full restore. Ice Punch. 1 HP. His Thunder misses. I take him out. The last Dragonite. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I swap to Gandora. I stick with my strategy. He misses. Hypnosis. I miss. I get paralyzed. He misses. Hypnosis. He gets put to sleep. I swap to Dawn. He's asleep. Ice Punch. He wakes up. Blizzard takes me out. Damn. But Dawn did an amazing job. He hard carried this fight. Like seriously, he hard carried. I set up a parry song. I go down to Dragon Rage. Now I need to stall. If Gengar goes down, I lose, by the way. I put him to sleep. I stay on 8 HP. I go for Dream Eater. Heal up a little bit. The count is at 1. He's still asleep. Dream Eater. The count is at 0. I win. If Gengar would have went down, I would have had to redo the fight, because obviously Gyarados is not actually part of my team, so I'm not allowed to use him. I'm not allowed to swap him in. I just forgot to put him in the PC. But yeah, man, that was crazy. That champion fight, I think that was a crazy fight. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. The team put in work. Karen was scary though. I needed to come up with a whole strategy just for her. Okay, let's have a look at the team. At the summary, and yeah. It was a... Okay, so playing this, watching this, it looks like a really cool run. Playing it, there were a lot of annoying parts. I'm gonna have to be honest. There were a lot of annoying parts. If you do this run, just use a Bennett as well. Just make a whole team of 6. I don't know why I did it like this. Just use a whole team of 6, or maybe use like 2 Gengars, right? Just because. But yeah, I don't know, man. But the Elite Four was like, I don't know, watching this it looked pretty nice, but playing it, there were a lot of moments where I was like, okay, this fucking sucks ass. I needed to take like breaks. Okay, let's have a look. So we got Endymion, the Miss Magius, Shadow Ball, Psybeam, Thunderbolt, Parry Song, Levitate. Then Gandora the Gengar, Levitate, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Hypnosis, and Dream Eater. ZOMG, the Drift Blim, Unburden, Shadow Ball, Baton Pass, Minimize, and Fly. Unburden is useless because I don't use items. Dawn, Pressure, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Will-O-Wisp. The Dust Noir. And Quartz, the Sableye, Keen Eye, Shadow Claw, Focus Punch, Rock Tomb, and Power Gem. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, don't get bullied, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.